Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first interview for our Mass Effect Season 2 campaign. We have the first finalist with us, Jojo. Welcome, Jojo.
Hey, I'm Jojo.
And as you can see, we are not just here with Jojo. We also have Super Spells has come back. It's good to see you, Spells.
It's good to see you as well.
Yeah. So as you can see, the format of today's interview is going to be slightly different as it has in the past. Um, and for the most part, I'm just going to let Super Spells run things, and I'm just going to be as hands off as possible. So, Spells, without further ado, it's your show.
All right, so in standard fashion, where I'll start with asking you just a couple of questions for you as a player, and then we'll move on to the in-character section. So, firstly, I want to know what would you consider your strengths as a role player?
I'm very big into role playing. I'm always up to role playing with others, and I'm very invested in the story. Sometimes I'm pretty good with math at times. I'm pretty quick on the uptake, so I can be when it ever comes to like the mechanics of the game, I usually go all in and just learn everything I can. So I usually end up knowing a lot about the systems.
Gotcha. All right, that's fair. Um, in contrast to that, what is an area that you think that you could improve in?
I believe I'm a bit too overeager at times. I can like get too into it and I can accidentally end up over talking over someone else or interrupting other people by accident. And that's something I've been trying to improve for a while.
All right, that's fair. We all get a little excited sometimes, and especially if the scene is very tense, we like to get our word in edgewise before things move forward and we lose our chance. So I can definitely understand that. Um, my third question for you is what draws you to tabletopping, or alternatively, what draws you to the Mass Effect universe? What about the Mass Effect universe specifically is a big draw to you?
I was really interested in playing tabletop games when I was young, like in middle school, high school. I really wanted to try playing Dungeons and Dragons for years, and I only got the chance to do so when I was in, I believe, late middle school. I was finally able to convince my mom to take me to a game shop for a few hours so I could see if I could find anywhere to play. It wasn't a regular thing, but I managed to get to play a few games. And then when I finally got a car, and my license, I finally managed to be able to uh, play more consistently, and I managed to start playing online more often. And I really got into it. I always enjoy role playing and making characters and all that. And I really love playing the Mass Effect games. I was really into the characters, like I loved Rex. I loved Tali, Garrus, Runt, Morden. So fun to get invested.
Gotcha. All right. And my last question for this particular section is going to be both whether it be in this campaign that you're auditioning for or future campaigns that you're going to be a part of, what are your goals as a player moving forward?
I want to make a character who has a good story, who can get along with others or can cause tension. I want to make a good story for everyone involved, to have fun with everyone and make the best story we can and enjoy the experience and see where it goes and just because it could go completely off the rails and we could still have a great story and have a fun time.
All right. So that'll conclude the out of character section. We'll move into the scene. You are being interviewed by Rain. You know that you're going to meet Rain at an office. The job position itself is either going to be potentially either a security officer or counsel on security measures, given your military history. They think that you can provide valuable insight into patrol patterns, that kind of thing.
Understood.
So, as you enter the building, there is a human woman at the desk. She has long black hair that is tied up into a bun, fairly tan skin, and her name badge says Amelia. And as you approach, she says, "Ah, may I've been told to expect you. Let me just log you in." She pulls up her Omni tool. I just have a few questions for you before you proceed. Your name, please?
Astin Roy.
Astin Roy. All right. Mr. Roy, it says that you were in the Alliance. What was your rank during your service?
I had been in the Alliance for quite a while. I had managed to make commander before I left service.
I understand. And my last question is, in general, what is the weaponry that you are most familiar with during your time in the military?
Mm. I had a preference for shotguns and melee weapons in combat. I prefer to get in up and close to deal with my problems.
Understood. So, here's this, and she will provide you a wristband that it locks into place. This will grant you access to the elevator. You will be going to the 3rd floor.
Thank you.
Right this way. And she will show you the direction to the elevator.
As we move around, Astin looks around a bit awkwardly, like he's not used to going to job interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a bit out of practice.
There's no need to be nervous, sir. And she will call the elevator for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
As you step inside and press, I'm assuming you're pressing the 3rd button.
Yes.
The elevator, it clunks and it starts to rise. But then there's a shudder. Something is going horribly wrong as there's a very loud clatter and the lights dim out and the emergency light comes on as you feel your feet be taken out from underneath you as there is a shoom noise as the elevator falls down at least 2 stories and clatters to the base floor. There, you hear the alarm going off both in the elevator and the other room as you manage to get back to your feet, a little achy.
I look around my surroundings for like to see. I look around. I check my body for any injuries. I look around for the damage to see what's wrong. And then Astin looks around to see if there's like any escape hatches or anything in case of emergencies.
Taking a look around, well, you're able to not only find a crowbar in case of emergencies, but you're also able to see, looking further, inspecting the damage to the elevator itself, that the door has crumpled to the side, and you will be able to push your way back into the building out of the elevator shaft. With a little leverage of the crowbar, it's easy enough to do, especially for someone of your experience. Entering the room, it's flashing. It looks like some sort of base level garage. You hear there is a few exits that seem to be have a red light where they have been locked, as though it's a security lockdown. And not too far away from you, you can see the body of a security guard who is lying on the floor. There's a spattering of red down beneath him, and you can see that he was holding a shotgun. And you also hear static coming from his communicator.
I quickly rush over to his body. I quickly check for a pulse to see if he's alive.
As you flip him over, you see that there are several gunshot wounds to his center mass. You can't tell how long he's been dead, but he has various internal injuries. And you can still hear, as you get closer to him, you can hear someone's voice coming over the communicator. It sounds feminine.
He gets a sigh. And the shotgun is still on the ground, right?
Yeah, there's a shotgun next to him.
Okay, Astin quickly picks up the walkie-talkie with one hand and picks up the shotgun with the other hand. Hello?
Hello? Is anyone there? You hear the woman's voice. Who is this?
My name is Astin Roy. There seems to have been an incident.
Yes, there's security personnel. We need assistance. There are hostages.
Oh boy. Okay, where's the incident going on?
Where are you currently?
I'm in the garage right at the moment. I seem to be locked in some areas.
All right, perfect. If you continue down, there's the main office where the windows have been shut, and we're meeting outside. I think he has a child.
Oh no. Okay, I'll be on my way. And he quickly attaches the walkie-talkie to somewhere where he can get close to it. He takes the shotgun and he moves as quickly as he can while keeping an eye out for any sudden surprises.
So, no, there is no surprises as you're making your way downtown, but you're keeping a vigilant eye out. As you approach the main office, you see a team of about 6 people, and they're all wearing full body armor. So you cannot distinguish any of their features, but one of them, which is a female figure, approaches you. He's like, "You're the guy, right?"
I'm Astin Roy, yes, and you are?
I'm Rowan, and these are my colleagues. We have no idea how to handle this situation. Have you ever been in one of these before?
I have been in a lot of situations.
We need guidance. We have a tech specialist and a sniper. I'm good at biotics, and the rest of them are more soldier-esque. Where do you want us?
Okay, I want the sniper up on a high position to get a good vantage point. I want the tech guy. Can you get in any eyes into the where the hostage area is taking place? Are there any cameras we can use?
The sniper does that. He's also the tech guy, so from his vantage point, he's able to go into his Omni tool and get you a live feed. There is a man. There is blood on the side of his suit, and he's holding 2 handguns. One at a collapsed man who has a syringe next to him as though he's been drugged. And the other is a child that seems to be bound onto the floor as well. And as the security camera comes online, he doesn't seem to immediately notice, but he's like, you can hear him both through the feed and through the doors, like, "I know you're out there. What are you waiting for?"
Oh boy. Okay, I want the rest of you to stand back. I am going to try and engage. If anything happens, I want you to rush in. I'm going to try and defuse the situation. I instruct the biotic to be close by just in case, and if anything happens, I want you to try and get a shield around the child.
Very good. Do you want our soldiers to be stationed next to the other door? Where do you want them to be?
How many doors are there?
There's 2 on opposite sides of the room.
Okay.
And based on the security camera footage, you can see there's some sort of desk that has been pushed all the way up against the now shuttered window.
I want at least 2 of you on the first door and the rest of you on the second door.
Okay. So they move into position. What do you do?
I'm going to put away this shotgun behind my back, and I am going to slowly, with my hands raised up, enter the room.
Okay, so as you open the door, you can see the man is manic, and as you open the door, he sees the 2 soldiers behind you, and there's a flicker of energy as they are pulled into a singularity. It's like, I was waiting for one of you to show up. Don't want to interrupt the party, though. So, I have a choice for you. Which one gets to live?
You don't want to do this, sir.
I'm already in. I think I do. I'll be generous. You got 4 seconds. Starting now. If you don't make a choice, I'll choose for you, and I'm greedy.
I take a deep breath, and then I, seeing that I'm not left with many options, I
You do get a page over the communicator and inside of to you. Only you can hear it. It says, "Sir, I do have a shot," is what a sniper says. Where do you want me? It's like, what do you want me to do? Just not like move your head to the left or right. Give me some kind of sign.
knowing what I know about biotics, I assume he's probably has at least a shield or something.
At this current moment, he doesn't. He seems like he's enjoying too much of the situation, is throwing precaution to the wind. And you also know that the shielding is weaker towards the extremities, like the limbs.
Okay.
If he did have one, it would be weaker there.
I'm going to quickly shout, "Shields up," and nod my head because I don't think I have enough time to pull off anything else at this point. I'm just going to order the biotic to get a shield over the child. I'm going to nod to the sniper, and I'm going to try and charge and use my own body to try and shield the syringe guy if I can make it.
So it all happens very quickly. You hear, as he says "two," you hear the bang as there is a smattering of red particles as the biotic is able to immediately transport themselves with a biotic charge and place a shield over the child. Meanwhile, you step forward and cover the man with your own body, turning your back to it and hoping to take the shot on the shoulder. And it's at that moment that the sound stops, and you look over and you see that the bullet has frozen in midair, and so has the man as he's falling, as the red particles are transforming into cubelets and then data streams as the walls come down, and you now immediately understand, looking at it, that this is the end of a simulation. And the rest of the crew, other than the biotic woman, is standing in front of you as she takes the helmet off, and you're put face to face with an Asari. That was rather well done.
Are you
Commander.
fucking kidding me?
I had to put you in a real situation. I couldn't have you getting trying to think this was a standard interview. We're very serious about our business here.
Oh, you fucking... Oh.
I say you passed. If you would like to ask me any questions, you're more than happy to do so. I also have water if you would like some.
Water would be appreciated.
She goes and grabs you water and pulls the desk back to this, because the desk was also real. She pulls the desk back and she brings out a couple of folding chairs and gets out into the mini refrigerator and pulls out a bottle of water.
Astin is just laughing for a few seconds out of like kind of annoyance and like relief that everything's okay, but he's kind of annoyed and just flabbergasted a bit.
Rain will take a seat across from you. Not your standard interview practice, I know, but I had to see what you were made of as a former commander.
I don't really appreciate it, but I understand.
I understand it might not do too well for your heart at your age, but
I'm fine.
All right. Very well. If you do decide you still want to take the job, either as an officer or as a counselor for training purposes, so that a way, if a situation like this would arise, they have their proper training, then you may have it. I'm here to answer any further questions you have.
Who are you exactly?
That's a very difficult question to answer, but I'm a survivor. And I like to make sure everyone that works under me is as safe as possible.
I see. Can I at least have a name?
I thought you would be on your docket. I'm Rain Takai.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Rain. I kind he says this kind of like he's not really sure if he is actually sure if it is a pleasure to meet you, because he is not completely happy about what just happened.
I get that.
think
You may have free lunch in the cafeteria.
I may take you up on that, and I may need to think about whether I want any position here or not.
Very well. Well, I will give you the time that you need, and the elevator will work properly for you now.
Wait, is that guy okay? Or was it
that was also part of the simulation, don't worry.
Okay. I'm feeling better now.
He was 2 weeks from retirement. We didn't need him. He was 2 weeks from retirement.
I'm practically already retired, sir. I've reached retirement, and, kind of. It's weird. I don't really retire, really.
But unless you have any questions for Rain, she will lead you to the cafeteria, do that sort of thing, but that will conclude the in-character section.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
My name is Astin Roy, and I'm here to represent Jojo for this campaign. This young man is maybe a bit nervous and shy at times, but this is a man with a good amount of brains and a good amount of heart, and he is a man who will always put 100% into what he tries to do. It would be a great honor for both him and you if you took him up for this campaign. He knows what he's doing, and he's always eager to try to be a team player and help you out whenever he can. He is a good man to have on this squad.